What up, what up, what up? Tonight I'm making a boneless grass-fed ribeye. Here she is. Looks pretty good. My pops picked it up. I'm not sure from what store, but it's from like New Jersey, so obviously ideally I'd rather have something relatively local. But either way, it looks pretty good and it's grass-fed, which I like. I've done steaks a few different ways. Tonight I'm just gonna grill it because I'm hungry and I want to get it done faster. So I keep it pretty simple. I like butter. I'm just a big butter fan in general. Fucking tastes good. Keep it relatively simple with spices for me, honestly. I mean, I do like to do onion powder, a little bit of thyme, and a little bit of dill weed, but mostly pepper, a little bit of salt. So first I'm just gonna douse the steak in the butter. Alright, so that's a lot more butter than I anticipated, but it'll do because that's it's going right on the grill, so it should be good. But it's doused alright. And I flipped it over and made sure, you gotta make sure the entire steak is coated. I'm not trying to touch the steak while I'm recording, but I'm just gonna take each of these seasonings. I mean, I ain't a cook, so just kind of do the eyeball test. I always like a healthy amount of any sort of spices and seasonings. If you're gonna do it, you might as well do it right? Dillweed, I don't know, I use this, I did make a healthier ranch at home, and dillweed was called for, and it's fire. It tastes great. Put a little bit of salt, do like Salt Bay or whatever. And then I'm gonna have to stop the record. Or like this. I'm gonna be pretty generous with the pepper. And then all I'm gonna do is flip it over and do it all over again on the other side, and then I'm gonna make sure that I get the edges, the sides, the corners, the edges of the steak coated in butter and seasoning. There we go. She is coated. Oh, by the way, I should have prefaced all this by saying I did leave the steak out for about half an hour before I'm gonna put it on the grill because it was in the fridge. So I just want to get it to around room temperature or almost room temperature because it's supposed to make a more even cook. So and also the grill is heating up and it's hot outside. The grill is super hot. So I'm gonna actually take this outside, meet you by the grill. So as I said, I like it really hot so I can get a nice sear on the first side I put down. Now this is really hot. This is like damn near 750 degrees. That might be the hottest I've seen. I don't know. I don't see that very often. But because I left it on a little bit longer than I should have. But I'm gonna throw this on, and I keep both burners on high right now, just because I wanted it to heat up faster, which it has. So I'm just gonna turn this one down, and what I'm gonna do, I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. You know what? I'm just gonna manhandle it. We're just gonna throw it on. That thing is hot, baby. That thing is smoking. What I'm gonna do, my finger is all disgusting. I'm gonna go wash my hand and come right back out. Got my spatula. I'm just gonna kind of press down just because I want to get a nice sear. If you really want a nice sear, you should use a cast iron skillet. Potentially that, but there's something about the open grill that I just like, and especially with how much butter I had doused on there. But so keeping the heat there, and close this up, take this in, clean this out. We're gonna leave it in for about 4 minutes. Hope there's a decent sear on there. Might go down there about halfway through and do that, you know, kind of press it down a little bit on that hot grill, and I'll show you what's next. All right, 4 minutes is up, and yeah, it's fucking hot, dude. But we got the sear we were going for. This steak is a little bit thinner than other, I don't know, there's something, the shape is kind of weird, but I turned the heat down because it is hot, and it's going to be at our temperature. I got my handy dandy thermometer right there, but it's going to be at our temperature sooner than later, especially with how thin it is. So we're just going to let it finish a little bit on the other side, and then we'll take the temperature. We want to be about 135. My guess is it's gonna, this one I may have overcooked, but turn the heat down even more, but we're gonna see where it's at. So we are already at temperature. I'm gonna hold it just a little bit longer just to get the other side a little bit more done. This isn't the ideal steak to do a steak video on. It's not the quality that I would have picked. I probably would have got it just from like a local store like Sendix or Century or something, like in the meat department, you know, something fresh. But either way, I mean, it's gonna be delicious. So, and I'm personally a big believer in how you're preparing your steak. Like I said, I'm a big, you know, I'm big on spices and butter. So this one's gonna be a little bit more well done than I want. I usually want medium rare, so I fucked up, to be honest. I should not have let the grill get that hot. It should have been at like 400. It was at like 750. I just wasn't paying attention. I started the grill, and then I started doing something else, and then I was like, shit, I got a steak to make. But you live and you learn. So I'll tell you, it does look a lot better inside in some light. It's pretty dark out there, so it's hard to see how she really looks. But you can, pretty good sear, pretty good. Looks pretty good. So just letting it rest a couple minutes, and we'll slice her open, see how she looks inside. So I just had my first bite. It's delicious, a lot more well done than I wanted. I admit, I fucked up. It's like the definition of well, like to the point where it's fucking dry. Like I fucked up. Like it was way too hot, dude. I'm pretty sure if you look up like whatever like recipes or instructions, they say to be at like 400 maybe. I don't know. Either way, that grill is like fucking maxing out. So and it doesn't help that this steak is kind of weirdly, it's almost called deformed. It's really thin. It's one of the most unique steaks I've ever seen. I don't know, I'm not a big fan of the I don't know, it's different. But either way, I'm gonna sit down, watch either the Brewer game or something else, and enjoy my meal. I got some just for the hell of it. Stopped at Daybreak. Had a couple mini BLT wraps. Had them before. Just I'm definitely in some ranch, and that's my dinner. One final thing I did just want to say. I wouldn't say I'm ashamed of this performance. but I'm not particularly proud of it. So I'll be coming back. I'll be coming back stronger than ever. Way stronger than this. And I got some sauces I've made in the past. It's really about just being attentive and being detailed. There I go. I just started thinking about like bigger ideas from a smaller picture. Like this is just a microcosm of the bigger situation. Like I just need to focus on the details and like be detail oriented and take my time. But either way, I'm gonna enjoy the steak. At the end of the day, steak is steak, and it still tastes great. So I'm still happy, you know, but I'm definitely gonna improve, and I'll be doing another video hopefully soon on this new steak technique that will absolutely, I'll do that one. Right? He says that's right.